How's it going, everybody? My name is Brandon Montier, aka Lil B, and I'd like to welcome you to Lil B's Garden. Thank you for joining. What's up, everybody? Lil B here from Lil B's Garden. So what you're looking at here is just a frame from a 10 by 20 polytunnel I had purchased a couple years ago, and pretty cheap one. Comes with just a mesh woven cover or whatever. And apologize for the noise. I live right next to a highway, so traffic's a little bad right now. But so anyway, it fell apart, and I had tried to cover it with just some regular sheeting plastic, and that lasted all of about 6 months. It's a little difficult because I have a chicken tree here and then a water oak there, so it gets a lot of mold and stuff like that. And it was raining caterpillars for a month around here. But originally it was a bed garden. I had built some boxes and filled them full of dirt and stuff. So I'm in the process of converting it to hydroponics, but I still ended up having all that dirt left over from the boxes. So that's what I'm doing here. I had to pack that dirt down and level it, clean it up, and I still have a compost box right here that I just covered to let it finish composting. But what's going to happen is back here I'm going to have two 55-gallon drums for my reservoir, one here and one in that back corner over there, and then just going to run about 10 or so buckets on one side, 10 or so buckets on this side, and then 10 or so buckets down the middle. So 30 buckets, maybe more if I can fit them. But so I'll go ahead and run tomatoes with stringers down the middle, so that way the tomatoes can grow up and have a place to climb. And the outside's going to be mostly peppers, hot peppers more than likely. Probably throw a few varieties of cucumbers in here, and maybe some other vining stuff. But I went ahead and pulled the cover off. Still got some tomatoes going, and we have, if you can see, let me get y'all in there. We have quite a few tomatoes actually going. Let's see, there's actually some right here. It's better view. So some great white plum tomatoes, and I usually end up just growing tomato plants. I never had good luck with tomatoes for the longest time. I would always grow big, beautiful plants and never have tomatoes. And then I started growing hydroponically, and lo and behold, they started, producing tomatoes. Funny thing is, when you grow tomatoes, they need nutrients. So who knew? Oh, pretty much everybody else but me, right? Yeah, so we got a couple more little tomatoes. I started these late in the season, so they're, they didn't produce much. They probably, it's here in Louisiana, we get really weird weather, so they may put out a nice little crop. They may not. May have to harvest some green tomatoes and just use those for like a salsa verde, or sometimes I'll dehydrate them and just grind them into powder and use them for flavoring. Makes really good addition to like a soup, or put it on anything. It's just, tomatoes are full of umami. They're full of MSG naturally. So got an ant attacking me. All right, sorry about that. But I'm gonna keep y'all updated on the progress of the greenhouse, and I cannot wait to get this thing covered. I got the cover in the other day, so it's just a matter of getting it leveled out, and then get the cover on it, get it tied down, and hurricane secure, weather secure. So, and then another project I'll be working on later is back in that corner. What I want to do with it is, let's see, we'll walk around to get it, mind the mess. It's always a project in progress. So the back here doesn't get a whole lot of sun, and it had had this covered for quite a while, so it's nice and de-weeded and weed free. So I'm thinking about doing mushrooms back here, growing just big patches of mushrooms. So when I get that going, I'll go ahead and do videos on that as well. But you know, like I said, on this side I'm gonna put 55-gallon plastic barrel, one of those rain barrels, whatever. So got a couple pepper plants that I just threw out here, and yeah, that's it. So I'll go ahead and update y'all later when progress is made. Peace. All right, so I wanted to give y'all just a little quick walkthrough of the backyard, the greenhouse, of course, and then water tank's gonna go inside the greenhouse. But what I'm gonna do is we have a nice little setup here, and it's kind of overrun now. You know, we had some elephant ear planted, and it looks like a bunch of shamrocks took over, and I had some green onion going. I need to clean up back here, but I just wanted to show y'all before. I'm doing nice before and after. So I had some garlic chives and some containers and garbage that need to be cleaned up, and I'm not exactly sure what these are. A friend of ours planted them for us. And then we have a fern back here, and so I'm gonna go ahead and clean these out for the most part. Of course, these are, you know, all the stuff that's there is staying, like the elephant ear and stuff, but I'm gonna put plants in between them. And then along this fence line, it's kind of a mess and needs to be cleaned up again, but we have a banana tree, banana plant, so we can cut that back for the winter. And then along this fence line, what I plan on doing is hanging some hydroponic PVC pipe, and just, you know, putting plants in that. Might put some, I'm debating on running a vine, but I don't want to put a vine and then it creep into the neighbor's yard, so that's probably not going to happen. It's just something I was thinking about. And some pepper plants back here that are needing cleaning up. So, but I got a few red pods. I was kind of waiting on these to turn red so I can harvest the seeds and have more plants later on. So, but all along the fence line, what I'm going to do, more pepper plants, is you know, set up a bunch of plants along the fence line up to the greenhouse, and I'm going to end up putting a bunch of plants in front of the greenhouse as well. So I'm going to try to utilize all the space that I can. And so, but with the tarp, I'm going to roll it up so it doesn't kill the grass and collect water. So, because I don't want the rain and all the water rotting it out from standing water on the greenhouse. So, just to give y'all a little quick tour of what's going on there, and then finish doing a little walk around. And let's see, that showed the back corner already that I want to do the mushrooms, but we have a bunch of ginger plants that are here. You can see that a few still hanging on. I had some shoots had popped up, but they got cut back, so they'll come back in the winter, and gotta get in here and rake and clean up everything. But waiting for the tree to finish dropping the rest of its leaves. So, and then along this fence line, I'm thinking some blackberry bushes. So we've got a good bit of space in this yard, and it needs some work, some love and attention, some TLC. Oh, and so got an old AC that needs to be taken out of here. Some more banana plants, and then on this side, may end up making a covered netting greenhouse for this side. I'm not sure yet, but you know, this side's more ginger plants. So just want to give y'all a quick tour, show you what's going on with the yard, and So along the fence line I may put some more stuff, but I don't want anything, you know, ending up in the neighbor's yard. So trying to be respectful of people's space. But that's it, guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and update pretty regularly as I go. So all right, so here we have the inside. I had to stop recording a couple times. I live right next to the highway and the airport, so we get a lot of noise around here, but just show y'all real quick the inside of this thing. So it's pretty nice. It's got, you know, 8 windows. They're pretty good size. Bug mesh to keep the bugs out, and you can just roll them up, and it comes really handy for the summer because it gets hot, so you get a nice little cross breeze and get some airflow in here so your plants aren't suffocating. And then I'm gonna run some stringers for the middle for tomatoes, and then you know, 5-gallon buckets. I'm gonna fill this thing full of 5-gallon buckets, and then run some water lines off of the reservoir tank, and it'll just be gravity fed. Well, probably actually gonna have to put a pump for that because I doubt if the water will feed the way I set it up. So, but yeah, I just want to give you a quick little tour of the inside. So, you know, it's really nice, and it should last. Get a couple years out of it, and I figure if I have to recover this thing every couple years, then, you know, $50 a year, $60 a year for a greenhouse cover is not too bad. So I will keep updating, and I'm gonna keep y'all in the loop. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. Peace. Happy growing.